Chaos marks the arrival of teams participating in the Southeast Asian Games earning flat for host country Philippines. Football teams from the 11-country regional meet started arriving over the weekend, but local organizers turned out to be ill-prepared. Timor-Leste waited for almost 3 hours at the airport before its football team got picked up, only to be shuttled to the wrong hotel. Myanmar's under-22 football team also waited for a very long time at the airport and said the bus that picked them up was not comfortable. Thailand said there is a lack of rooms, noting they had to squeeze in 3 people in each room that can only accommodate 2. The Thais are billeted at Century Park in Manila, but said they had to cancel practice because organizers scheduled it at the Binyan Football Stadium in Laguna, which is 38 kilometers away, and given the traffic, will take the team 2 hours to reach the venue. Cambodia also found out the rooms weren't ready when they arrived, and the athletes ended up waiting at the hotel conference room. Photos showed the team members sleeping on the floor of a conference room at the Century Park Sheraton Hotel. The hotel clarifies it was informed of the arriving team only the night before. Even the members of the Philippine football team was not spared. Hallie Long, a veteran member of the Philippine team, revealed she and her teammates were forced to wait at the function room at the hotel since their rooms were not ready. They then found that 4 to 5 people were to stay in rooms for 2. Local organizers of the games apologized to the foreign teams following the complaints. The Philippine Southeast Asian Games Organizing Committee, or FISGOC, says, "We acknowledge our shortcomings in this particular incident and vow to do better." FISGOC cited several reasons like the change in arrival details that were relayed late to organizers, which led to early hitches in logistical arrangements. Malacanang also issued a statement saying, "What's more important and more pressing is FISGOC has committed to do better."
That's a small issue for me, it's not a big deal. And I don't want to talk more about that because it's not the main thing in this tournament. But I hope in future everything about the organization to be better.
Meanwhile, venues of the sporting events race against time, with most of them still under construction. Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila, which will host the first event, the men's football matches, is still under repairs as of November 23, as well as the PhilSports Arena in Pasig. The skateboarding and BMX cycling venues in Tagaytay City is still awaiting some finishing touches. Filipinos online expressed concern and embarrassment about the Philippines' hosting. Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon shoots back at one Pac-Man representative Mikey Romero for blaming the hosting issues on the Senate for supposedly holding back the passage of the 2019 national budget. Romero says this hampered hosting preparations. Drilon says Romero's accusations are an insult to the leadership of the Senate. He says the delay was caused by unconstitutional insertions blatantly made by the House of Representatives in the budget to the tune of 95.3 billion pesos. President Rodrigo Duterte fires Vice President Leni Robredo as co-chair of the Interagency Committee on Anti-Illegal Drugs, or ICAD, less than a month after designating her in the post. Executive Secretary Salvador Medjaldea and Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo confirmed the news Sunday night, November 24. Panelo in a statement says, quote, "This is in response to the suggestion of Liberal Party President Senator Francis Pangilinan to just fire the Vice President from her post. This is also in response to the taunt and dare of VP Robredo for the president to just tell her that he wants her out." The spokesman adds Robredo used her post as, quote, "a platform to attack the methods undertaken by this administration to combat illegal drugs." Robredo issues a statement Monday, November 25, saying she will reveal what she discovered about the war on drugs from her 2-week stint as ICAD co-chair.
Ano bang kinatatakutan ninyo? Ano ba ang kinatatakutan ninyong malaman ko? Ano ba ang kinatatakutan ninyong malaman ng taong bayan? Kung sa tingin nila matatapos ito dito, hindi nila ako kilala. Nagsisimula pa lang ako. Makakaasa kayo, kahit tinanggalan ako ng posisyon, hindi nila kayang tanggalin ang aking determinasyon. Determinasyong itigil ang patayan, panagutin ang kailangan managot, at ipanalo ang kampanya laban sa iligal na droga.
The Philippine National Police also clears Robredo of accusations she was using her post in ICAD to undermine the Duterte administration. In a press conference Monday, November 25, PNP spokesman Bernard Banac was asked if Robredo violated anything that possibly jeopardized the anti-drug campaign.
Wala naman tayong nakita na anumang or wala naman na tayo natanggap na namang ulat na may mga ganitong bagay.
Opposition lawmakers expressed no surprise about Robredo's removal. Senator Ressa says, quote, "It isn't surprising. From the start, we already knew the true intention of this government. When Vice President Robredo called their bluff, they got snared in their own trap. The Duterte government blinked and lost. VP Robredo won." Liberal Party Chairman Senator Kiko Pangilinan says the firing proves both the war on drugs and Robredo's appointment are bluff and bluster. Panelo also denies Duterte fired Robredo to distract the public from the controversies surrounding the Philippines' hosting of the 30th Southeast Asian Games. Kidnapped couple Allan and Wilma Hyrons are rescued from the Abu Sayyaf group in Parang Sulu Monday morning, November 25. Armed Forces of the Philippines Western Mindanao Command Chief Lieutenant General Cirilito Sobejana says the couple was rescued after 3 days of successive armed encounters with the bandit group. The military says no ransom was paid to the abductors. The British Embassy in Manila welcomes the news. "We extend our gratitude to the government and authorities of the Philippines." British Ambassador Daniel Pruce echoes the embassy's statement, saying, "Fantastic news. My sincerest thanks to all involved." Allan Hyrons, a British national, and his Filipino wife Wilma were abducted at their beach resort in Tucuran, Zamboanga del Sur on October 4. Radio show host Raffy Tulfo finds himself in hot water after a grandmother and 2 parents went to his program Raffy Tulfo in Action, complaining about the teacher who allegedly maltreated their child. CCTV footage shows teacher Melita Limhuko forcing the grade 2 student to sit outside the classroom as punishment for not bringing his report card. The grandmother says this was humiliating for her grandson. Because of this, the mother, Rosemil Edroso, then says she doesn't want to send the teacher to jail but have her license revoked. The father agrees. Tulfo then asks the teacher over a phone call aired on the program if she would rather have the issue brought to court or agree to have her license revoked. The teacher agrees to what the parents want. But this did not sit well with Filipinos online. #JusticeForTeachers and #Tulfo trended on Twitter Friday, November 22. Twitter user @PWG says the DepEd should make the decision, not Tulfo. @Jayla Diaz on Twitter says, "Sorry, Mr. #Tulfo, but this episode has gone too far. You have no right to decide to remove the license of the teacher. DepEd should be the one investigating this and not you." Director Kip Obando also airs his sentiment on Twitter. Tulfo is really suited for the mob mentality of this era. Doesn't matter if a teacher's job is jeopardized. On Friday night, November 22, lawyer Joseph Noel Estrada says the parents and the teacher already reconciled with the help of a Department of Education supervisor. International law and human rights lawyer Amal Clooney nominates Rappler CEO and executive editor Maria Ressa as the changemaker of the decade for British daily newspaper The Guardian. Clooney writes, quote, "Maria Ressa is 5 feet 2 inches, but she stands taller than most in her pursuit of the truth. Like any journalist in the Philippines, she has 2 choices: toe the government line and be safe, or risk her life to do her job. She has chosen the latter, and we are all better off as a result." As of August 21, 2019, there were at least 10 probes, complaints, and cases against Rappler, its executives, and former researcher. Ressa now faces a sentence of up to 63 years behind bars. She has already been arrested and is currently out on bail. Outside the courts, Ressa and Rappler employees have been harassed online by trolls who support the Duterte administration, insulting and threatening them for their reporting. Clooney adds, "Maria is speaking truth to power. She is holding up the ceiling for others. If it comes crashing down, I will do all I can to get her out." Other than Ressa, the following are also nominated Changemaker of the Decade: German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Black and minority rights activist Maray Larasi, visual artist Toyin Oji Odutula, programmer and writer Vitalik Buterin, computer scientist Jan LeCun, civil rights activist Tarana Burke, actress and activist Jane Fonda, writer Mary Carr, and environmental activist Greta Thunberg.